Hey everybody, Slayer here, back for Season 3, Week 8 PBL match recap against Lolle and the Copenhagen Cobalions. I didn't have time to do a team builder this week. Actually got to this match pretty late. I got to it Thursday, the week after I was supposed to do it, so um, this was kind of crunched for time. The week I was supposed to play this match, I was with some friends out of town. Um, and they didn't have internet. So yeah, this is kind of late. So just getting this out, and because of that, I didn't really go over his team. Didn't really say what I expected to bring. So I'm not sure. I thought Scizor would come definitely because it's just it's a Pokemon he's brought I think to every single game, or maybe it missed one, but he's been bringing a lot. I kind of thought Arcanine would come because he's been using that thing last season and this season, has really liked it and has really used it well, but it doesn't come, which it's okay, but I'm going to go ahead and get on into it. But first, we got Physical Swellow with Facade. It's got Flame Orb, so Facade, U-Turn, Heat Wave, and uh, Quick Attack, I think is the last move. Then Scolipede with T-Spikes, Spikes, Infestation, and Baton Pass. It's more defensive. And it's got Black Sludge, Jirachi. Swallow's mixed, like it's minus special defense, so I can take bullet punches better, but that's mixed so that I can have Heat Wave for Scizor. Jirachi is Calm Mind 3 attacks. I think it's Psychic Flash Cannon and HP Fire. HP Fire obviously for Scizor. Flash Cannon hits everything pretty good except a few mons like Vaporeon, which Psychic covers decently well. I think Jirachi just has leftovers. Raikou is choice specs. It's Volt Switch, T-Bolt, HP Ice, and I think Shadow Ball's on there. Maybe it's Signal Beam, I know. Crocodile's 4 attacks, Steel MZ, Moxie. It's got Earthquake, Fire Fang, Knockoff, and Iron Tail, I think is the thing. And then Mega Blastoise, 4 attacks, Modest, Water, Water Pulse, that's the name of it. It's like Water Spout? No, definitely not Water Spout. Water Pulse, Flash Cannon, Aura Sphere, and Dark Pulse. So just going to jump on into it. I'll go ahead and lead off with Raikou, thinking that I'm going to outspeed a lot of his team. I can just Volt Switch off there for some easy damage. So I go ahead and Volt Switch, does a ton, I am specs. He's going to go for a U-turn, very good play on his part. I got into my Scolipede just because it is defensive. I can take pretty much anything he wants to do. Get a little bit of recovery back. I'm just going to go for Spike. Spike is pretty good against this team for wearing down stuff like Miltank and Vaporeon, getting a little bit of damage on Scizor, Goodra. He's just got a really bulky team, so that Spike is going to be really helpful for things coming in. Get my speed boost. I'm going to go ahead and throw off an Infestation just to try to make sure this Miltank stays in here, and it'll make it easier to figure out what I want to do. Get some extra damage off of the Miltank too. Going to get up a T-Spike. He just goes for a Seismic Toss again. Gets me pretty low, but now with both my hazards up and several speed boosts, I'm just going to go ahead and Baton Pass into Mega Blastoise. I do have the Aura Sphere to hit this thing, so I'm going to Mega Evolve and just go ahead and go for that Aura Sphere. He gets poisoned. Aura Sphere hits. It does 30%. I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse just see if I can get a flinch. I do crit him, which is unfortunate, but he goes for rest, so it ends up not being too big of a deal. So I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse here. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to go out to for Goodra. I could kind of go into Rachi, but Rachi's special, and Rachi gives him, I guess it doesn't necessarily give him anything, but Jirachi, I wanted to kind of learn a little bit more about this set, and I don't want to waste my 3 speed boosts on this thing. Scolipede's low enough it's going to be hard to pass speed into something later on in the match, so kind of want to just stay in here, see what his set is. With the damage I'm doing with Dark Pulse / Aura Sphere, they do the same amount, or it's the same roll for both of them. I can 4-hit KO him, so I can try to play around with a flinch on a Dark Pulse and maybe get him on one of those. And I don't see Sleep Talk there, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably good to just stay in. See if I can get the flinch. Nope, he goes for rest. Smart move. Here I'm going to change it up to Aura Sphere because I have limited Dark Pulses, and if I'm going to play this game with him, then I'd rather just use my Dark Pulses on the 3rd turn when I can try to flinch him. Goes for Sleep Talk, but I'm not really sure. I'm kind of committed to staying in here at this point, I think. So he goes Sleep Talk, gets Draco. I go for Deep Pulse, and I do get the flinch. And we're able to knock him out. So uh, I was kind of thinking of what I want to do with Blastoise during that series of events. My plan was actually to, I had like done the Dark Pulse and tried to flinch him out a little bit, and I started clicking Aura Sphere. And on like the second or third one, I realized that Crocodile could probably come in and 2-hit KO that thing. It did let him get Miltank, but I could go for Knockoff to start and get rid of Miltank's Rocky Helmet, which would be good for later. So I was just actually trying to force the rest there so I can go into Crook and get 2 hits off. But of course I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse flinch and see if I can get it, and I did end up getting it. And it's unfortunate for him, but I did go for Dark Pulse 3 times, where if I flinched it would have killed him. So that it becomes like progressively more in my favor that I'm going to get one of those flinches. It's 80% chance that he doesn't get flinched, so he has to not get flinched 3 times in a row. So 0.8 times 0.8 times 0.8 is 0.512, so he had a 51% chance of not getting that flinch, and I had a 49% of getting that flinch. So it is unfortunate for him, but I think that was my best play. And as you just start to like go for the flinch on those turns a couple times, it does really kind of start to stack up and add up and be more in my favor to get one of those flinches. So anyway, he's going to go out to Mega Altaria. I'm just going to go ahead and click Flash Cannon. Can't set up and kill me at the same time. Sets up, but I have 3 speed boosts, so I'm just going to click Flash Cannon again. No need to overpredict. He goes out into Scizor. I think I just go for an Aura Sphere here. He goes for Bullet Punch. I do resist that, and I'm bulky, so knock that thing out. He goes into Vaporeon. I think he probably should have gotten into this thing after Guja died. Anyhow, I'm going to go for Dark Pulse, just go for another flinch. He goes for Hydro Pump and does a lot of damage for Vaporeon against me, so that's cool. I'm just going to go into my Raikou, though, with no reason to just not throw off a Volt Switch right here. And I'm going to go out to Crocodile, basically because at this point, I'm in a pretty good position. As long as he doesn't like have setup and is able to set up and beat me, I think I should be able to, like, Raikou just comes in and clicks some buttons and wins here. Curse Miltank could be annoying, and Nasty Plot Mismagius could be annoying, but I'm more worried about like Nasty Plot Mismagius than Curse Miltank, because that thing is pretty fast, and like Curse Miltank, I do have a couple of special Pokemon left. So I'm going to go into Crocodile here, trying to force out the Miltank just so I don't have Mismagius come out and have to switch around on that thing. But he goes Mismagius, which I was looking at the calc, and a Focus Blast would be a roll to kill me, and like Z Focus Blast or Z Dazzling Gleam could pick me off, but I don't really want to like over predict and go into Scolipede trying to sack and have him Nasty Plot up, because that would be not good for me, and like I could kind of throw the game away. So just going to stay in here. I take the Dazzling Gleam, go for a knockoff, kill him, get my Moxie boost. He's going to bring in the Miltank now, and I think that he'll probably be able to knock me off, but I'm just going to go for a Stealing Z move, Corkscrew Crash, just to show it off. It goes for Earthquake and doesn't actually pick me off, so I'm just going to be able to fire off an Earthquake and kill him. So good game to Lolle, 5-0 victory. We're now 8-0 and plus 36, I think, in the league, so we've been doing really well. Speed passing into Blastoise. Mega Blastoise is just so, strong, and it hits so hard, and like access to Aura Sphere and Dark Pulse, and like Dark Pulse's ability is flinch, and it's basically stab because of the Mega Launcher ability. It hits so hard. It's been doing a lot of work. It's got 14 kills now for my team, and giving it speed just makes it insane. So luckily we're able to kind of use Blastoise and get those kills. I was a little bit skeptical about Blastoise, I didn't think its speed tier was the best starting this season, and thought they could kind of hit hard and be a reliable spinner / like bulky Pokemon, but really just running Modest, a little bit of speed creeping, and then some bulk on this thing, and running like 3 attacks and Rapid Spin or 4 attacks has been so good. It just destroys teams that are slower than it, fatter teams. If you give it some speed, it just blows through things. Has Dark Pulse and Aura Sphere coverage, which hit a lot. They're really useful, and especially like Dark Pulse to get rid of ghosts, and Aura Sphere fighting coverage just lets you hit like 5 different types super effective. So yeah, anyway, getting a little bit off track. I'm really happy with Blastoise this season, I guess is the moral of the story. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Next week we'll be taking on Kyle and the Jacksonville Jolteons. They have like a huge chunk of like my core from my team last season. They have Tapu Fini, Tapu Fini, Mega Charizard X, Mamoswine, Hitmonlee, which are all Pokemon I had last season. But then he's got like Celesteela and Amoonguss rather than Ferrothorn and some other threats like that. But yeah, should be a good match next week. It's got a lot of huge defensive threats and a lot of huge offensive threats too. So we'll see what we can do to try to get a win there. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.